Hi everyone, it's Sam Drees here and welcome to the second lesson. Now today we're going to start learning the fundamentals of copywriting. Now this isn't just the fundamentals of copywriting, it's also the fundamentals of sales and the psychology around sales. We're just using it in the terms of copywriting because we're doing it online. I just want to make it very clear that what I'm about to teach you right now, you can use offline as well. Okay, it doesn't have to just be online. This is just the psychology around sales and then also the fundamentals around sales. So today's lesson is going to be what we call AIDA. Now, you may have heard this before. It's a real kind of thrown around sales lingo. If you've ever seen the film with Alec Baldwin, Glenn Ross, you'd have seen that unbelievable scene where he's talking about AIDA and he's explaining it. If you haven't seen it, the film is Glenn Ross. It's a brilliant film. I think it was set in the 80s or 90s, but really funny scene when he's talking about AIDA. But essentially we're going to go through AIDA and why it's so important. So firstly, what is AIDA? Okay, this is how we sell pretty much everything on the planet, all right? This is how we introduce ourselves to someone, okay? The A stands for attention, the I stands for interest, the D stands for desire, and the A stands for action. Now, this formula has been around for decades. You know, I'm talking about this being in a film from the 80s and 90s. And you sat probably thinking, well, why haven't they come up with anything new? They don't need to. This works. That's the reason why. It just works. So let's not try and complicate it. So look, we'll start with A, attention, and let's go through this and you can start to understand how and where it will work. And I've also got an example of an advert that I've actually personally done myself. And I can show you that at the end of it as well. So firstly, attention. Okay, so this is, if I was to call you up on a sales phone call, this is what we call my opener. But with us, it's our headline. Okay, it's our headline, it's our first line of copy, and it needs to grab their attention. Okay, we know now that Facebook is interruption marketing. They've not searched for our product. They don't know who we are yet. They're scrolling through, looking at pictures of their friend from the weekend, and we're going to pop up on their newsfeed. So we've got to grab their attention, okay? Now, in Facebook, we've probably got around about 10 seconds once we've got their attention to pretty much persuade them and prove to them why they should give us 1 minute. In fact, it's probably closer to 5 seconds and 30 seconds. But that's just an example, and the way we're going to build up that is we're going to use the interest and desire. But the first things first is we've got to get their attention, okay? It's interruption marketing. It's like a stranger walking up to you in the street. I mean, let's say we're in the weight loss industry. It's like a stranger walking up to you in the street and saying, hey, yeah, do you want to lose some weight? You'd be like, get away from me, who are you? Okay? Because it's a weak opener, okay? We need bold claims, okay? We need to grab their attention. And you know what? Rhetorical or yes questions are great at this. A rhetorical question is really good at grabbing people's attention. And also, if we get what's called like a yes question, but I do it as, it's got exclamation marks because it's like well, duh, of course. They're fantastic because what you're doing is you're grabbing attention and you're engaging with them straight away. Okay, that's so important. They're no longer scrolling through, now they're engaging with you. Everyone's got an inner monologue in their head, and we're having a conversation with that voice inside their head. So if you put something like, let's say you're in the weight loss industry, if you put something like, I don't know, like, imagine if you could eat chocolate and lose weight. Does that sound pretty good, yeah? You're like, yeah, of course it does. I'd love to eat chocolate and lose weight. How do I do that? That sounds ridiculous. But can you see it's a kind of rhetorical question because the answer is definitely going to be yes. Unless, of course, you don't like chocolate, but that's just an example. But all we're trying to do with this first A, the attention, is just grab it. We just want to hook them on to the next part of it. And the next part of it is the interest, okay? The hardest part about Facebook is getting noticed. There's so much noise out there, okay? There's so many advertisers, there's so many videos, everything is out there. It's noisy. So now we've got their attention, don't waste it. Okay, don't waste it. Now, the way we keep this is we build their interest. That's what we've got to do. We've got to build up their interest because if we don't build up their interest, they're just going to keep scrolling. Okay, we've got their attention. They'll just go, yeah, okay, next. Now, we've done the hard work, right? Let's not waste it. So we need to be completely relevant to the headline. Okay, we can't talk about losing weight by eating chocolate and then start talking about training. Well, no, we've got to carry on talking about how and the benefits of why they can eat chocolate. I know we need to keep it relevant, because that's what we caught their attention with. So that's what we're going to keep doing. And we also need to think, look, what do they want to hear about? What do they want to hear about? What are the problems they've got? We need to address these problems so we're relating to them. Now, if I'm in the weight loss industry, for instance, and I'm trying to speak to someone who's overweight, now is a great opportunity to ask more questions that will get them thinking. Now, I've already asked a rhetorical yes question. I've got their attention. Now I can start asking questions like, do you ever look in the mirror and you're not happy with the person looking back at you? It's like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah. And then we can start relating to them a bit more. Have you ever tried one of these diets and just fallen off the wagon within the first couple of weeks? Yeah, I have. Can you see now all of a sudden we're building up the interest there? We're building it up. And maybe it's like, well, imagine if you could find like a little secret. Now I'm going to blow some secrets wide open for you. Secrets? Oh, yeah, I love a secret. Yeah, tell me more. Yeah, I want to hear about this secret. We're building up the interest there, because that's what's going to lead us on to the next, and that's going to be our desire. Once we've got their interest, now we're going to build up their desire. Now this is us, we've caught their attention, we've got their interest, now we're going to start leading them into the sale and leading them into the action. Because now we need to make them understand why they need to deal with us. Okay, we're going to build up that desire and we're going to prep them for the close. Now, when I say close, I mean, look, the close does start at the intro, okay? The close starts at the first headline, the attention, but now we're building them towards it. And when I say the close, it's just a form of saying that could be a click, that could be an opt-in, that could be a sale, it could be anything. It could be them booking an appointment with you. The close is just them taking an action you wish. So if we're looking at an advert, our close for us is getting them to click through to our landing page, our squeeze page. Then what we're going to do on our squeeze page, we're going to use the same. We're going to use AIDA again, and we're going to get them to the action for that is going to be for them to give us their information. Can you see how this is working? So the close, all it is getting them to take an action. We're going to move on to that in a second. So the way we do this and the way we build the desire is we need to speak about their problems. We've already kind of briefly done that in the interest. And now what we're going to do is we're going to build up the solutions. We're going to give them a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, we're going to say, hey, do you know what? Yeah, that's great. Well, the best part about this is that, if you've tried these fad diets, we've got X, Y, and Z, and you can get this. We're going to start telling them there is a solution to their problem. Because in their head, they don't know what it is. That's why they're still reading. That's why they're still listening to your video, for instance. And the best way we can do this is something called future pacing. Okay? Future pacing is you're just going to get them into the mindset. You're going to get their mindset into a place in the future where they want to be. Okay? So in the weight loss industry, a great example of that would be, imagine 6 months from now, walking down the beach and every single head turning at you, staring at your ripped six-pack. Would that be pretty awesome? Now, I don't know about you, but in my own head then, as I was saying it, I was walking down the beach in Barbados in some nice little swimming trunks, and all the girls were looking at me, and I had a good six-pack. Now, I don't at the moment, I'll be completely honest with you, I'm nowhere near it, but even in my head, I was there, I was on the beach. My mindset was in the place where I want to be. You've built my desire up, okay? And that's just by future pacing. Yeah, and this could be with anything as well. Let's say, for instance, if you're selling a travel, which you could actually a very, very similar one for travel as well. So if you're in the travel industry, imagine 12 months from now being anywhere in the world you'd like to be. Oh, where would you want to be? I'm in the future now. I'm there. I'm seeing where I am. If you're in, let's say, I don't know, like the self-help, and you're trying to help people to break through and become a public speaker, then it'd be, imagine looking out at the crowd and seeing thousands of people standing up and giving you a massive, rapturous round of applause because you've just done the best 60-minute talk anyone's ever done. Same thing, I can see myself right now. I'm on stage and there's thousands of people applauding me. If you've imagined that inside your head right then, any one of those, does it feel good? Yeah, it feels amazing. I've got butterflies in my stomach now. All this applause coming at me. And the more real you make it, the more tangible you make it, the more you're going to build that desire. Okay, so we can use questions like what if, imagine if you could do X, what would that do for Y? So again, let's look at the weight loss. If you could burn that stubborn belly fat, what would that do for your confidence? So you've given me the problem, you've talked to it, you addressed it, you said here's the solution, and now you're taking me into the future where I've already had the solution. What would it be like? Well, that would be amazing. So you're building up the desire. It's a very, very simple yet effective way to build up desire. And it's something that you can use very, very effectively as long as you use it right as well. But just remember, be descriptive. Be specific about the solution and where they want to be. If I'm in the self-help and you're trying to sell, let's say, public speaking, don't talk about walking down the beach with a six-pack. All right? Don't talk about being sat in a Lamborghini. It's not relevant. You need to be talking about me being on stage, because that's what you're selling. So just make sure that you're building and future pacing that's relevant, and then honestly, it will lead you on really, really nicely to A, which is the action. Okay? Firstly, this is where people go wrong. This is where so many people go wrong. Don't be scared to ask for the sale or the click or the email, whatever it is. You've done all the hard work. At this point here, if you've grabbed their attention with a good rhetorical question or a great, strong, bold statement, you've built up their interest, so they're still reading. You've future paced them and you've built up all of this desire by addressing their problems and telling them what their solution is. At this point here, they've probably already clicked through, but some people need a bit of a direct command, almost like a, hey, click through. Because you've done all the hard work. If they don't want to click through, they won't. Okay, so don't be scared to say, click below. Because you've done the hard work. Let's try and get them through there now. So what's important is to be aware that it's got to be clear and concise. Okay, it's click through now to get X. Click the button below to get Y. Click the button below to download Z. Okay, it's got to be really clear and concise and only ever give one action. I really mean this. Do not ever, ever, ever give more than one option. If you say click here or click here, okay, that's not a call to action. It's a choice. We're giving them a call to action. Okay, only ever one, and it's got to be simple, because remember, if you confuse them, you lose them. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to show you an advert that I've done with a company. Actually, it's a property education company, and I actually done this with them. And this is an advert I wrote, and this advert I ran for them. And I'm just going to show you an example as well, so you can see here. Here's the advert. Now, for a lot of you, you might be looking at this and going, "Hey, do you know what? That's a really long copy." And yeah, it is. But the thing is, that's why it gets results. Because if someone reads through all of this, they're already making a decision, okay? They've made a decision based on what I'm telling them and what I'm talking to them about, not because they like the picture. Now, do you remember when we went through talking about desire versus curiosity clicks? A curiosity click sees a picture, clicks through, comes off the page. You get what's called a bounce back. We don't want those, okay? We want to have text like this that makes people read it, okay? Because it really actually kind of builds up. So I'm just going to talk through this, and what I'll do is, obviously, as you can read it, I'll just show you little bits here that I've done. So straight away, like the A, right, the attention. What if you could invest in property with no mortgage and no deposit and become financially free in the next 12 months? Can you see that rhetorical question there? And that's pretty compelling. For most people out there, well, you need a mortgage and you need a deposit to be able to invest in property. So how do I do it without that? How can I become financially free without a mortgage and deposit? That will grab most people's attention if they're interested in property. It definitely grabbed my attention. But here's what I'm doing. This is some advanced level stuff. I'm actually pre-framing, and we will come through up to pre-framing in a later lesson, but I'm pre-framing an objection here. Now, an objection is simply them giving you a reason why they don't need to do it. So the biggest objection you're going to get here is, sounds too good to be true. Because again, that's just our mindsets around things. If we don't understand something, we say it's too good to be true. So I'm actually pre-framing an objection here. I know it sounds too good to be true, right? Well, give me a chance to explain. So again, I'm building a bit of interest here because I'm just saying, give me a chance. Give me a chance. And if they give me a chance, that's the interest there. So what I've got here, we're going to build up. I'm not going to read through the whole advert. Obviously, it's a bit longer, but I'm just going to show you little bits here. So well-kept secret strategies, okay? 0 of your own money and 0 experience. I'm going to blow these secrets wide open. How? I've got my award-winning property investing fast track day. Okay, I'm going to show you step by step how you can invest in property and start changing your life forever. Can you see how these things are building interest? Straight away, it's to the point. It's attention, interest. There's no waffle in there. Everything's relevant. Everything on there needs to be on there. And now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start building up some desire. Because now I'm saying, hey, you can start changing your life forever. Wow. Can I? That's amazing. The best part? Well, what is the best part? This event is completely free to attend. If you've read all of that and then someone says it's free, you're like, well, that sounds pretty awesome. Okay, right. Well, why are you making it free? Oh, right. He's addressed that. There it is. And now this bit here is going into a bit more of a kind of case study of the actual person that runs this company. And he's just talking about, this is all a true story, by the way. He's an incredible, incredible guy. And he's talking about these strategies. And again, look, I learned these strategies and everything changed. Building up the desire within 90 days. Wow, I can do it in 90 days. He replaced his salary in 90 days. That's incredible. It's exactly what I'm teaching you. The desire is building up here. I'm also saying it's free while they last, but once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, right, so there's only a few tickets. Wow, I really want this now. The desire's there. Have you ever noticed that when there's less of something, you want it? Why do you think diamonds are so expensive? There's not an endless amount. We've got to pull them out the ground. That's why when you have scarcity in there, it makes it more desirable. So here it is. Here's one little look. Don't miss out, okay? So click the link below and register your free ticket to this live event. Would you agree that's a pretty clear call to action? Click the link below and register for your free ticket to this live event. It's a pretty clear call to action, isn't it? And this advert here actually performed really, really well. We were driving traffic to a cold audience, and just to kind of show you, this is actually the stats and the results from the advert here as well. So we had 4 different, and again, we'll go into this in the advert section as well, but we actually had 4 different adverts here, and you can see one of them definitely outperformed the other. And this particular advert, we spent £480.35, and then the profit was £17,696. £480.35 spent, £17,969 profit. We had 151 conversions and they averaged out at £7.17 each. Now, £7.17 each was actually one of the highest conversion costs we had. We had them as low as £2. We actually had a few that were under £1 as well. But this advert here was performing fantastically. And look at this here. I want to make this bit really, really clear. That actually says relevance. 10, 10, 9, 9. This is how we get the relevance. We use the attention, we get their interest, we have their desire, we have call to action, then you get results like this. Okay, this is not a one-off. These are the results you can get every single time as long as you follow the system. So what I want you to take from this lesson is just follow the structure. That's all you need to do. Attention, interest, desire, action. Not just on your adverts, but everywhere. Because you see these website conversions, that's also converting on our landing page as well, our squeeze page. What structure do you think we used on our squeeze page? Attention, interest, desire, action. It's just the same process. So all you need to do is find out how do you find their attention? How do you grab their attention? How do you build up their interest? How do you get their desire high? And then just a clear, concise call to action. So I hope this lesson has been really, really important for you. Like I said, don't underestimate this skill set. If you master this, people will literally pay you thousands and thousands of pounds and dollars for you to write their website copy. This one here, how much would you, if you could pay £480 and earn 17,000, how much would you pay me to write this for you? 2,000, 3,000? Well, because you pay me 2,000, you're still going to make £15,000, right? Can you see the power of this now? When you understand this skill set, it's a complete game changer. So look, I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson, all right?